Chevy and the grease gun. Remember when I was at the dealership in Knoxville and I told the guy to grease the inner tie rods? Well, it's also got greasable tie rod ends and greasable lower ball joint and upper ball joint and pitman arm, which is a tiny bit loose, not just the inner tie rods, but everything is greasable. Even the idler arm over there I saw from up above has a grease fitting. So I just greased everything. It had been greased before, but not in a long time because the grease was dry and yucky. Then I noticed my inner fender flap was flapping this little air thing here. So I was putting a new plug in to hold the plastic inner fender to the windshield washer bottle. And the windshield washer bottle is loose. It's bolted on over here, but not over here. It's just flapping. So I drilled a hole through it. Luckily I didn't go right through it. Drilled a hole and I put a couple tie wraps around the bumper support. So now I can push this large one in. The large one was here because the holes are oval. But this one had a small one. I don't have these big button ones. So I put that one in here, the big one. And then I put a small one that was originally in the inner one. I put that here because it's on the edge of the hole. And now everything is perfect. It's amazing the things you notice when you start looking around. Yep. Something else I noticed that's of less importance is no inner splash shield here. This should hang down to here like it used to do on the 80s Chevys. Crack in the exhaust manifold shield, but that's not a big deal. It's just a shield. It'll start to rattle eventually. Bushings look good, but my rubber baby buggy bumpers. I think I saw one on the road. Now I know where it came from. The bumper fell off, both sides. The torsion bars could be tightened up a little bit. Adjustments in there somewhere. Or over there. Just tighten that bolt right there, and it raises the front end. But then you lose fuel mileage. New oil filter. Delco. Did they tighten it? I mean, tighten it. Did they fill it before they tightened it? I told them, fill it up first. I'm fussy. A whole bunch of things to look at. Yeah, it needs a splash shield here to stop the splash from getting into the exhaust manifold. And every vehicle is the same thing. Every vehicle, Ford, Dodge, Chevy. What else we got here? You gotta turn the wheel to grease the lower ball joint because the grease fitting's in the back, right there. And the upper one, right there. And I hate to have to bash a Chevy dealership that gave me such great service, but you'd think a Chevy dealership would know where the grease fittings on our Suburban. And a couple of guys says, no, there's no grease fittings on those cars anymore. I said, well, the inner tie rods have fittings. And now I noticed that every fitting has a fitting. I'm also going to grease. My wheel bearing didn't get any better with age, by the way. Listen to this. Yeah, I know it's bad. But wheel bearings are interesting as they can get loose and looser and looser and looser, and they don't fall off until they've been loose for a long time. And I didn't feel like spending the money at the Chevy dealership to change it. And Rock Auto has the best price, but I want to call around and make sure I get a made in USA wheel bearing and not a made in China one, because that's where they're all made now. Where'd I put my grease gun? Right here. Now I'm going to grease the idler arm because my wonderful Chevy dealership didn't know that it had two grease fittings. One on top. Right there, and one somewhere. It's got some grease. Yeah, one grease fitting over there. Interesting, huh? Takes CORVAIRWILD on YouTube to figure out that a Chevy has grease fittings. Huh, you can adjust the fog light. Interesting. Good spot to get road splashed, huh? Oh, those are the two-piece buttons. Plastic. Splash shields. Oh, those are real good. They don't make them like they used to. Those days are gone. The good Suburbans are over. It ended in 99 or 2000. History. Now it's a light duty. Oh well. They still go down the road. I suppose is good enough. Four-wheel drive.